Okay. First of all, I would like to memorize what we have learned so far. What we have learned, you know what is biorefinery, okay? Biorefinery concept. Biorefinery concept. You can write down with me, okay? I am not going to write these things in a very proper manner because time is very limited. So we can have more discussions and share the experience if we can manage the time. Okay, so you can write down with myself. So all up to now, I have covered the biorefinery concept and also what is IEA. Okay, you must have some good idea. Okay, not අපි කියන්නේ කටපාඩම් කරන්න නෙවෙයි, but you must have a very good idea about these concepts and how they came to the world. Okay, IEA, International Energy Association. Okay, then IEA Bioenergy. Okay, IEA Bioenergy. Okay, then what is the definition of biorefinery? Okay, definition of biorefinery. Then I already taught you the classification, biorefinery classifications. Biorefinery classification. Okay. Then I talked about the environmental and economic concern, the market value of biomass. Okay. Market value. දැන් මම මේ මතකෙන් තමයි මම මේ කියන්නේ ඔයාලට උගන්වපු දේවල්. හරි? නැතු මම මේ ලෙක්චර් එක පාඩම් කරන් ඉන්නේ නෑනේ. So මට වඩා ඔයාලට හොඳ මතකයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ මේ කරපු දේවල් සම්බන්ධව. So I think now you must have a very clear understanding about what we have gone up to this third lecture. Okay. Then market value, then economic value. And also we talked about environmental concerns. Under the economic conditions, I already a little bit talk about the coal power and then thermal power, fossil fuel, biomass, how much cost it will take to create unit amount of energy. Okay. Already I taught you. Okay. Then SWOT analysis. Actually, I am not explained that too much. It's a very common concept, so you can go on through this topic. Okay, SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis. So under the each section, you have to understand what are the points. Okay, when we consider about the SWOT analysis. Then this is the first lecture. Okay, then second lecture I mainly focused on biofuels. This is the first one. Okay, this is the second one. Considering the biofuels, I explain what is bioenergy concept. Okay. Then also explain the first generation, then second generation, third generation biofuel and their feedstocks. Okay, first generation, second generation, and third generation. Also, I explained the bioethanol and biodiesel. diesel production process. Okay, this is a general process. Okay, in next lectures I am going to, because you have a practical also to produce biodiesel. Okay, so in next lectures I will explain very clearly how to produce bioethanol and biodiesel. But in the last lecture, generally I already uh, gave you a good view about what is the general process, the pre-treatment and the fermentation and distillation. If you want to produce anhydrous ethanol, so you have to operate extractive distillation. I already taught you these kind of concepts. Okay, so now in previous lectures I give you a general idea. Okay, but in next lectures I will explain broadly how to produce this bioethanol and biodiesel. Okay, so now you should have some idea about the process. Okay, what is this bioenergy concept and biofuels? What are the biofuels? Bioethanol, biodiesel. Okay, this type of concepts. Okay, then the Sri Lankan case. Sri Lankan and what? World biofuel production. Okay, actually under the Sri Lankan case, I explained little bit where we can see this biofuel production, especially in the areas like sugar manufacturing, the first generation feedstocks, sugar cane, and from the molasses you can produce bioethanol. Especially you can see these kind of processes in Pelvatta, Sevanagala, and also Hingurana sugar manufacturing plants. That is a very old and conventional, but still the most famous way to produce bioethanol in the world. Okay, so also I explained the second generation and third generations, the microalgae, especially the freshwater algal, then wastewater microalgae and freshwater, and also these kind of concepts, the third generation. Okay, actually I will explain these concepts in a third generation biofuel production. That means the from microalgae as one lecture, separate lecture. Okay, so in future I will explain that. Okay, so actually I have your module content, so I am not following the exact topic in the lecture. Okay, I am I am doing this lecture in my own way. Okay, so finally you will get a very good idea, the broad idea, broad idea about the all concepts which is including already in your module. Okay, ඒ කියන්නේ මේ module එකේ පිළිවෙලටම මම මේ දේවල් කරගෙන යන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම ගියොත් ටිකක් අපහසු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So I will explain with the chain. කියන්නේ මම මේ chain එකක් විදියට ටික ටික ඉස්සරහට කරගෙන යනවා. ඒ අදාළ තැන්වලදී මම මේ concepts පාවිච්චි කරනවා, උගන්වනවා. එතකොට ඔයාලට reading materials මම පොඩි materials I will give you. Okay, so you have to go through that materials. So finally you will have a good idea about this module and content, and you will face the exam very easily. Okay, Hari, then this is the second lecture. Okay, then when considering about the third lecture, okay, actually today I am going to explain about bioenergy also, but biogas production. Okay, because when we consider about the biofuels, bioethanol and biodiesel are one of the most critical and major outputs. Okay, the desirable outputs api kamathi, the most desirable outputs of the biofuels in the world. Okay, so when you consider about the bioenergy concepts, definitely bioethanol and biodiesel are there. So without bioethanol and biodiesel, you cannot actually talk about the bioenergy concept. That much of important, that two fuels. Okay, so as well as, okay, when you consider about the bioenergy concept, that means biogas is one of the most prominent factors. You must know how to produce biogas, where you can see biogas plants, the possibility of installing biogas reactors in Sri Lanka, and also where are the countries you can see these type of biogas reactors. So this type of things you must know under this biofuels and bioenergy. Okay, that's why I doing this third lecture majorly from the field of biogas production. That means anaerobic digestion. අපි කියනවා ජීව වායුව කියලා කියනවා නේද? සිංහලෙන් කියනවා ජීව වායුව, biogas production, and also this is process we call anaerobic digestion. Okay, I will explain. Also today's lecture I will explain the biogas means what? Biogas means CH4, methane. Okay, but this methane is derived from what? Biological materials. That is why we are calling biogas. Okay, but there are plants, that means the petroleum plants, that means fossil fuel, not biological. Okay, we are calling LNG fuel. This is not included, this is not a biological fuel. Okay, liquid natural gas. Okay, this is a petroleum fuel, but I will give you a little introduction about this LNG plants in the world, because I visited and trained under my engineering career the world's largest LNG plants. So I will give you a very basic idea about what is this LNG. LNG also means what? CH4. But what is the difference between these two fuels? This CH4 is derived from the anaerobic digestion, microbial activities, and derived from the biomass. Okay, this is derived from, this LNG fuel is derived from what? Fossil fuels. That means underground fossil fuel energy. Okay, so I think you can clearly understand these concepts. Okay, also I promised you, if there is any time, I will explain petroleum refinery process. Okay, because I am going to give you a question from this petroleum refinery process. Very small, simple question. Okay, so please attend the lectures. I will not give you notes regarding this petroleum refining process. So the people who are attending in this lecture definitely can answer these questions. Okay, from LNG and petroleum. Okay, then මේක මේ biological biorefinery concept කිව්වට මම මේක විතරක්ම නෙමෙයි උගන්වන්නේ. මම මේකත් එක්ක you can see the advantages and also the disadvantages if you are going through these LNG plants, petroleum plants. You should have a basic idea about this type of concepts. Okay, petroleum ගැනත් යම්කිසි පොඩි අදහසක් තියෙන්න ඕන. ඒ වගේම LNG ගැනත් පොඩි අදහසක් තියෙන්න ඕන. එතකොට then you can compare what is this LNG fuel and what is this biogas. What is the difference between this LNG and biogas, how they produced, and also what is the petroleum refining process, a fossil fuel, and then biological fuels, these type of concepts. So you should have a broader view, idea. Okay, otherwise මේ module එකටම හිර වෙන්න එපා. Otherwise that is not the case. හරි, ඒ කියන්නේ එතකොට තේරුමක් නැහැ. මේක not effective. Okay, so so now I am going to the lecture. Okay, so this is one of the small PDFs. Okay, this is one of very interesting one, very simple one. Okay, because I am giving you more and more this type of studies, because one day, if you are definitely, you will do a master or PhD after your graduation. Okay, now you know everyone is doing a PhD or a master's, even masters. So in that case, you should and you must aware of these type of papers. Okay, so it's very interesting to read this type of papers, and especially rather than using a slideshow, you can have a very broad idea, broad view, broad idea by using these type of papers. Okay, so this is the journal name. So you can see Universal Journal of Engineering Sciences. This is the paper published in Pakistan. You can see the Department of Environmental Sciences, Institute of Information Technology, Pakistan. Okay, so you can see this is biogas production, the fundamental processes. Okay, so you can write down these paper's name. I will share this paper with your course coordinator and demonstrators. Okay, so they will give you this paper. So this is my fourth material. Okay, so under the biogas production, you have to go through this. Okay. Sorry for the delay, because urgent matter is there. Okay. Then biogas production, the fundamental process. So you can see this is the keywords. Okay, there are a lot of articles, PDFs in the Google, and also ResearchGate, Science Direct, and there are a lot of journals and also the websites. You can see the biogas production articles. But I found this article from the Science Direct because this is very interesting paper. This is very simple to understand, and the very simple to understand the fundamentals. Okay, because there are very broad books and articles, journals, chapters, these type of material for the biogas production, but this is a very simple for learning purpose. Okay, that's why I choose this material. Okay, you can see the biogas appears to have potential as an alternative energy source, particularly for rural community. That is very important. So when you consider about the energy usage, that means the energy distribution, energy consumption, most of the cases, the rural community is using this biomass as a energy material. That means for energy production, most of the cases, this rural community in the world, they are using biomass. So biogas appears to have potential as an alternative energy source. That is the very important case, alternative energy source, particularly for rural community, not only for the rural community, but also for the urban areas. But anyhow, the technology is simple and is booming in the world energy markets. Okay, so this concept is still growing. Okay, still growing concept, but you can see there are a lot of biogas reactors in Sri Lanka and also biogas production, especially in the countries like Denmark, Netherlands, Scandinavian countries. Okay, most of the cases, but in Sri Lanka also there are many small scale reactors. Okay, not large scale, but we are operating the reactors. Okay. Biomass resources are being available worldwide. New high technology with improved efficiency plants have been introduced. Okay, so you can understand new high technology with improved efficiency plants have been introduced. That means more efficiency and how to produce biogas and how to maintain and control the bioreactors. I will explain in next pages. Okay, then you can see the biogas plants can be used wherever the bio waste is available or dumped. So biogas is produced by bio waste. Okay, bio waste. දැන් අපි ලංකාවේ ගත්තාම මේ බයෝගෑස් කියන ඒවා හදන්න ගන්න ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඔය කිචන් වලින්. ඒ කියන්නේ waste එක. ඒ කියන්නේ vegetable waste, ඒ වගේම cooking waste එක, ඊට පස්සේ agricultural waste, ඒ වගේ දේවල් තමයි ලංකාවේ ගන්න. So we can introduce them as bio waste. Okay. So most of the cases we are using bio waste for the what? Biogas production. දැන් අපි bio ethanol වලට bio waste කියන එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් අවස්ථා තියෙනවා. There are many possibilities to produce bioethanol from bio waste, but mainly I already taught you the first generation biofuels. මම කිව්වා අර edible. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ආහාරයට ගන්න නේද? ඒ කියන්නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට most of the cases sugar cane ඒ වගේම ඒ වගේ first generation biofuels තමයි අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට bioethanol produce කරන්න ගන්නේ. එතකොට මම කිව්වා there are a lot of environmental and economic concerns, so they have introduced second generation biofuels. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ ආහාරයට ගත හැකි කොටස් විනාශ වෙන නිසා නැත්නම් අපි කියනවා අඩු වෙන නිසා ලෝක ආහාර අර්බුදයක් එන්න පුළුවන්. ලෝකයේ තියෙන ආහාර ප්‍රමාණය අඩු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක නිසා as a result of that they have gone to the second generation. Okay, පැහැදිලි නේද? එතකොට second generation වලත් මම කිව්වා advantages disadvantages තියෙනවා කියලා. එතකොට ඒක non edible but they have a lot of concerns. So now the world is going to the third generation, that is for the bioethanol and biodiesel. පැහැදිලි? එතකොට bioethanol and biodiesel both can be produced from bio waste, no problem. Okay, but when you consider about the economical scale, the large scale, bio waste is not going to use for the bioethanol and biodiesel production in the world. Okay, bio waste is not much used for bioethanol and biodiesel production, but when you consider about biogas, bio waste is the most prominent factor and the raw material for the biogas plants. Okay, මම කියන ඒවා පැහැදිලිද කට්ටියට? කවුද ඉන්නේ participants? පැහැදිලිද?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
හරි, මොනවා හරි අපැහැදිලි දැනක් තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. හරිනේ. සිංහලෙන් හරි කමන්නේ, ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් හරි කමන්නේ. අපැහැදිලි දැනක් තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. මේවා අටපාඩම් කරන්න එපා. මේ concept එක ඔලුවට ගන්න. Okay, okay. Then you can see the study suggests that biogas technology must be encouraged, promoted and invested in for implementation and demonstration, especially in remote rural areas. Okay, why these remote rural areas? What is the reason? Because availability of bio waste. So there are a lot of agricultural waste, cow manure, ඒ කියන්නේ ගොම වගේ දේවල් තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම ඒ වගේම wood waste එක, ඒ වගේම cooking waste, මේ වගේ දේවල් සාමාන්‍ය agricultural කියන්නේ availability of bio waste is there. දැන් අපි town එකක් මැදට ගියාට පස්සේ bio waste කියන it is very difficult to find out the bio waste. Okay, the kitchen waste is also there. ඒ කියන්නේ hotels වලින් එළියට ගන්න දේවල්, බත් ඉතුරු වෙන කෑම ಜಾති, ඒ වගේ දේවල් තියෙනවා නේද? ඒවා අපිට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. But when you go to a rural area, a remote area, rural areas, there are a lot of bio waste you can see. Okay, so that is the case for the promoted and invested for implementation and demonstration, especially in remote rural areas in this biogas concept. පැහැදිලිනේ? ඒ කියන්නේ මේ biogas කියන එක town වලට ගැලපෙන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක නෙමෙයි මම මේ කියන්නේ. But ග්‍රාමීයව ගත්තාම, අපි ගත්තාම rural areas වල the availability of biowaste is very high. So as a result of that, very easily you can have biogas plants, domestic biogas plants availability. Okay, on the availability. Hurry. Then you can see for sustainable development, a basic requirement is the availability of adequate resources, particularly energy services, to satisfy the basic needs of an individual and the society for improving the social welfare and economic development. So already I have explained these concepts. Okay, sustainability and also the economic development, and also what is the environmental sustainability. Okay, so you can go through these statements. Okay, so energy is obtained from both renewable and non-renewable resources, you know. So renewable and non-renewable. Okay, so non-renewable sources are mainly fossil fuels. Non-renewable කියන්නේ ඒව නැවත අපි හටගන්නේ නැහැ. නැවත හටගන්න අවුරුදු මිලියන ගාණක් යනවා. Okay, so as an example, you can see the petroleum oil and also coal. And also gas means this is the LNG, okay? Liquid natural gas, okay? Petroleum oil, liquid natural gas, and coal, okay? Contributing 81.2% to world energy consumption. So you can imagine how much of contribution from these type of fossil fuels and what? Especially the LNG, that means fossil, including fossil fuels, okay? So without fossil fuel, actually you cannot imagine a world economy. Okay, so still world is depending on what? Non-renewable resources. Okay, ඒක ඔයාලට පැහැදිලි වෙන්න ඕන. තාම මේ ලෝකේ රඳා පවතින්නේ මොනව මතද? මෙන්න මේ fossil fuel energy කියන එක මත. But what will happen? One day these fossil fuel stocks, that means coal and oil and gas, will be finished and depleted 100%. Okay, so after that what will happen? So we have to find out a method to produce energy. So that is we are calling what? Renewable energy. So renewable means anytime you can freely access that type of energy. Okay, so in Pakistan, the fossil fuel contribution is 60.1. Okay, so that is much good because 40% of energy is produced by what? Non-renewable resources. That is very good comeback as a country. Okay, so major proportion of the fossil is used to maintain the commercial energy supply. What do you mean by commercial energy supply? Commercial energy supply means especially the hotels and especially the apartments. You can see, you can write down these things. Okay, so when you consider about commercial energy, commercial means factories. Okay, factories, production factories, and especially hotels and apartments. Okay, you can write down these things. Okay, commercial energy කියලා ගත්තට පස්සේ මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? වාණිජමය. ඒ කියන්නේ manufacturing plants. manufacturing process plants, manufacturing plants, and also large scale අපි කියනවා housing schemes නැත්නම් අපි කියනවා high rise buildings කියලා කියනවා. high rise buildings and apartments. ඒ වගේම hotels. ඒ වගේ දේවල් වලට fossil fuel. Fossil fuel means the majorly LPG. LPG means liquid petroleum gas. So if you the hotel buildings and apartments, apartments කොහොමද gas cylinder ගේන්නේ නැහැ නේද? ඒවට තියෙනවා ඒ kitchens වලට ඒ ගෙවල් වල they have already supplied central LPG systems. That means LPG supply. ඒ කියන්නේ අර අපි ගෙදරට tap එකෙන් වතුර එනවා වගේ LPG kitchens වලට supply කරලා දින්නේ ඒ එක එක apartments වලට. හරිනේ? So central LPG gas systems කියලා කියනවා. So that is a fossil fuel. Okay? So when you consider about the factories, commercial factories, manufacturing plants, they are using fuel oil. Fuel oil කියලා කියන්නේ මොනවද? දැවි තෙල්. ඒ කියන්නේ petroleum වල අතුරු ඵලයක් විදියට ලැබෙන දැවි තෙල් තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට factories වල පාවිච්චි වෙන්නේ. පැහැදිලිද? So mainly LPG and what? දැවි තෙල්. That means fuel oil and also little amount of coal. කියන්නේ coal පාවිච්චි කරන කර්මාන්ත ශාලාත් යම්කිසි ප්‍රමාණයක් ලංකාවේ තියෙනවා. So that type of fossil fuel is used in what? Commercial energy supply. Okay? Okay, I think now you can understand. Then what? Electricity generation. If you consider about electricity generation, mainly we are using coal and what? Coal and coal and fuel oil. When you consider about the North power plant, it will operate with coal. Okay, it is already operating with coal fuel. Okay. Then when you consider about Sapugaskanda diesel power plant, Asia Power Ambilipitiya and Kerawalapitiya, these type of power plants are operating with fuel oil. For the electricity network stability, what do you mean by this electricity network stability කියලා කියන්නේ? දැන් අපි ගත්තහම if you want to make the stability of the power generating system, you must have to keep the load balance. Okay, load balance එක තියාගන්න ඕන. ඒ කියන්නේ peak එක. දැන් අපි ගත්තාම when you consider about the Sri Lankan scenario, the peak is coming around what? 7 to 9 p.m. ඒ කියන්නේ අපේ ලංකාවේ කට්ටිය ටීවී බලන වෙලාවේ තමයි peak එක එන්නේ. දැන් වෙන රටවල් වල එන්නේ දවල්ට production වෙලාව. පැහැදිලිනේ? එතකොට so in the country like Sri Lanka, our electricity peak demand is coming around 7 to 9. ඒ කියන්නේ 7ක් 9ක් අතර තමයි අපේ ලංකාවේ වැඩිම electricity demand එක නැත්නම් consumption එක තියෙන්නේ. At that time you have to manage the peak. Okay, otherwise what will happen? Your system will be failed. Okay, so if you want to make the system stability, අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මොකද්ද වෙන්න ඕනේ? You must have a good source to produce the electricity. දැන් අපි ඕක we cannot get it is very difficult to get the stability using this solar energy and also this wind energy. මොකද අපිට අවශ්‍ය වෙලාවට මේ දේවල් අපිට ගන්න බෑනේ. දැන් wind energy කියන එක අපිට ඕන වෙලාවට ඕන විදියට ගන්න බෑ. හරි? එතකොට වැහි දවස් වලට ඒ වගේම climate එක අනුව solar energy කියන එකේ potential එක වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But when you consider about the petroleum fuel and coal, you have the ability to operate whatever your desire way. ඒ කියන්නේ වා කැමති විදියට වාට system එක operate කරන්න පුළුවන්. That's why we are using this type of petroleum fuel for the electricity network stability. Okay, So biomass and also wind energy and tidal energy and solar energy, this type of renewable sources cannot be used. Not cannot, but it's very difficult to use for the electrical network stability. Okay. ඒක තමයි අපි කියන්නේ අර බේස් ලෝඩ් එකවත් දෙන්න ඕන නම් සාම්පූර් බලාගාරය ලංකාවේ ස්ථාපිත කළ යුතුයි කියලා ගොඩක් තැන්වල ඔයාලා අහලා ඇති. So සාම්පූර් thermal power plant should be there and also the Norechole power plant extension. ඒ කියන තව 300 megawatt extension එකක් තියෙනවා project එකක් විදියට. ඒක ලංකාවේ ඉස්සරහට එන්න ඕන කියලා කියන්නේ. එහෙම ආවේ නැතොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? Unless they will come, what will happen? The base load, the load balance cannot be maintained. That's why we have to suffer with the power cuts. ඒක තමයි power cuts අනිවාර්යෙන්ම මේ power cuts කියලා කියන්නේ ඒක තමයි. කියන්නේ කොහෙන් හරි කට්ටියක් අඳුරේ තියලා ඉවර වෙලා load එක balance කරනවා. Okay, පැහැදිලි නේද? හරි. Then මම මේ කියනවා හොඳට තේරුම් ගන්න. These are common things. Okay. සාමාන්‍ය දේවල් මේ දේවල් හොඳට ඔලුවට ගන්න. Fossil fuels contribute around 70% of global electricity generation. That means still we are depending on the what? Fossil fuels. Okay. So what is the importance of having this type of concepts? Biorefinery, then me biorefinery ගැන කතා කරනවා, bioethanol, biodiesel, it is a biogas. Why these type of concepts are emerging in the world? ඇයි මේවා මේ ගැන කතා වෙන්නේ? මේ ගැන රිසර්ච් කරන්න වැඩිපුර. දැන් ඔයාලගේ department එක වුණත් when I was in Morato University, there were no technology faculties in Sri Lanka. Okay, very recently in Sri Lanka, the University Grants Commission, it has established, I think, 5 or 6 technology faculties around Sri Lanka. I think Japura, I think technology faculties there, and also Japura and also Sabaragamuwa and also Ruhuna and Rajarat also there. So there are a lot of technology faculties. Why these type of technology faculties are there? Because in the future you have to pay the attention about these biosystems engineering. That means biotechnology. Okay. Microbiology. These type of concepts are merging. Okay. So that is the importance of your degree. Okay. So after 10 to 20 years, okay, in future, definitely you will have more and more opportunities in these areas. Okay. So already this diesel and bioethanol and biogas production technologies are merging. So one day, definitely we have to go to this type of technologies rather than using these petroleum fuels. Okay. So petroleum fuels are now depleting. Okay. කවදා හරි ඔක ලෝකයේ අවුරුදු 30ක් 50ක් යනකොට ඔක ඉවර වෙනවා. Anyhow, okay, so we have to go for the renewable technologies as well as biologically derived energy. That means the bioenergy. ඒක නිසා තමයි මේ ඔයාලට subjects මේවා modules හදලා මේවා උගන්වලා එළියට යනකොට මේ දැනුමත් එක්ක යන්නේ මොකද අනාගතයට වටින්නේ මෙන්න මේ වගේ concepts තමයි ඉස්සරහට එන්නේ. That is the requirements. හරි ඒක නිසා තමයි ලංකාවේ මෑත කාලයකදී technology faculty බිහි කිරීමේ ප්‍රධානම හේතුවත් ඒක තමයි. Okay. Now I know personally the Ruhuna engineering faculty is also going to establish a engineering faculty department, biosystems engineering. Okay. In next year. Okay. So there will be more opportunities for the engineers as well. Okay. For the field of biosystems, not technology, biosystems engineering. Okay. So under that they will talk about bioethanol and biodiesel production facilities and plant design and also the reactor designs and the design part. Okay. So you are technology students. So mainly you have to have a very good idea about the basic concepts as well as the operation. Okay. So if you wish, you can go more through the design parts and the beyond the content. Okay, hari ඊට පස්සේ a majority of the inhabitants of developing countries live in rural areas. Okay, so already you know they depend heavily on solid fuels to meet their basic energy requirements, where the traditional biomass is the dominant contributor. That means still the traditional biomass play a key role in the rural community in the world. Okay, අපේ ලංකාවේ වුණත් still biomass play a key role. දැන් නම් කොහොමත් biomass තමයි මේ රෝල් එක ප්ලේ කරන්නේ. why? because gas cylinder එකක් හොයාගන්නේ නැහැ නේද? දැන් එතකොට අර gas පාවිච්චි කරපු LPG gas පාවිච්චි කරපු ගෙවල් වලත් දැන් දර වලින් හොයන්න පටන් ගන්නවා, including my house. okay, මගේ ගෙදරත් එහෙමයි. හරිද? එතකොට අපි දර වලට දැන් කලින් නේද දැලි ගා ගන්න කැමති නැහැ නේද? ලිපට පිඹින්න කැමති නැහැ. දුම් නේද? දුම කන්න කැමති නැහැ. ඉතින් gas වලින් ඉවුවා. නමුත් anyhow now the people are shifted for the biologically derived. Okay, otherwise biogas or what? Biomass derived energy. That means chemical energy included in biomass. දරවල තියෙන රසායනික ශක්තිය තාප ශක්තිය බවට පත් කරගන්න ක්‍රියාවලියට මිනිස්සු පුරුදු වෙලා තියෙනවා. පැහැදිලිද? හරි. Okay, then biogas can positively contribute to climate goals and rural livelihoods. Okay, that means when you consider about biogas, it has positive contribute to climate goals. Okay, so it has good environmental concerns rather than fossil fuels. Also, fossil fuel reserves are limited in nature and are likely to finish sooner or later. Okay. Okay. Then after the oil crisis of 1970s, the world has diverted its attention and looking for replacement of fossil fuel with alternative renewable energy sources. So world is starting, okay? Actually, world is starting to pay the attention to these renewable and alternative sources in 1970s. Then, when you consider about a country like Sri Lanka, now we are talking. Again, api awurudu දැන් 50ක් පරක්කුයි. You can imagine, okay? So world is paying attention for the alternative energy sources or renewable energy sources in 1970s, the world oil crisis. I will explain with my LNG video because now in Sri Lanka, now the recent years, previous years, we started to pay the attention. එතකොට අපි ලෝකයේත් එක්ක ගත්තාම අපි අවුරුදු 50ක් පිටිපස්සෙන් ඉන්නේ. පැහැදිලි නේද? 53ක් විතර පිටිපස්සෙන් ඉන්නේ. පැහැදිලි? ඒ කියන්නේ අපි මේක හිතන්න තිබුණේ. අපි 1970 80 දී තමයි මේවා අපිට ලංකාවේ මේ උපාධි පාඨමාලා නැත්තම් මේ ග්‍රැජුවේට්ස්ලා බිහි කරන දේවල්, ඒ වගේම ප්‍රොඩක්ෂන් ෆැසිලිටිස්, මේ කන්සෙප්ට්ස් ගැන අපේ මොඩියුල්ස් වලට මේවා අලුතෙන් අධ්‍යාපන පද්ධති වලට මේවා එන්න ඕන අන්න ඒ කාලෙදී. නමුත් we are still too late. පැහැදිලි නමුත් but anyhow we have to go with the world. නමුත් අපිට ලෝකයේත් එක්ක යන්න වෙනවා. ඒක නිසා තමයි මේ අලුත් උපාධි පාඨමාලා මේවා ඔය අලුතෙන් දැන් ටට්ටක් ගාලා මේවා නේද? දැන් හැමදේම අපේ අවුල් වෙලානේ තියෙන්නේ නේද? so දැන් IMF එකත් එක්ක ගත්තාම ඒගොල්ලෝ කියන මෙන්න මේ දේවල් මේ විදිහට කරන්න කියලා කියනවා. එතකොට අපි ළඟ we have to take decisions. okay? එතකොට අර ගොඩක් අමිහිරි කාලයක් තමයි එන්නේ. පැහැදිලිද? ඒතර ඒ වගේ තමයි when you consider about our education system, now the system is actually good rather than past years. පැහැදිලිද? ඒතකොට ගොඩක් degrees ඒ වගේම අලුත් දේවල් introduce කරලා තියෙනවා that will be benefited for you definitely in the future. okay, whether you are in Sri Lanka or whether you are in another country, wherever you go in the world, this type of concepts, you have many more and more jobs. okay, job opportunities are there. okay, අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම පැහැදිලිවම තියෙනවා when you consider about the recent future. okay, පැහැදිලි. then the conventional use of fossil fuel is also stressing on environment, contributing to greenhouse effect, global warming, and atmospheric pollution. Okay. Then most emerging alternative sources of energy include solar energy. So what are the most emerging alternative sources? So you can see solar energy. And also nuclear energy is also there. Okay. The nuclear energy is, it's the dedicated, okay, for special countries. Okay. Then we are not expert in nuclear energy. So it's very difficult to control the reactors like nuclear reactors. So Sri Lanka not having the expertise knowledge in operating nuclear energy. Okay, so when you consider about the energy type like nuclear energy, they have specialized countries. The world have specialized countries. Utturu Korea, නේද? ඒ වගේම පාකිස්තානය, ඉන්දියාව, USA, ජපානය, ඒ වගේ රටවල් තමයි මෙන්න මේ කියන මේවා ස්පෙෂලායිස් වෙලා ඉන්නේ. එතකොට it's very difficult to establish this type of energy producing facilities without having a expertise knowledge. පැහැදිලිද? So solar bioenergy වගේ නෙවෙයි nuclear energy කියන එක ඒ දැනුම කියන එක ලෝකයේ රටවල් කිහිපයකට විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒ දැනුම දෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. සහ එතකොට ඒ දැනුම කියන එක විශේෂීකරණය කියලා කියන්නේ අපි ස්පෙෂලායිසේෂන්. එතකොට ඒක විශේෂම රටවල් කිහිපයක් තමයි ලෝකේ තියෙන්නේ. දැන් විශේෂයෙන්ම සවුත් ඒෂියා ගත්තට පස්සේ ඉන්දියාව සහ පාකිස්තානය. දැන් මම හිතන්නේ Bangladesh, I think in Facebook you already seen Bangladesh is filling their දැක්කද කවුරු හරි දැක්කනම් කියන්නේ I think there is a post. There was a post in Facebook. Bangladesh is filling their first nuclear reactor with water. එහෙම post එකක් කවුරු හරි දැක්කනම් මට කියන්න. මම දැක්කා. So Bangladesh is also now they are having nuclear energy. That is the specialization. Okay. That is the world's trend. Okay. Also bioenergy. Bioenergy, when you consider about the bioenergy, this knowledge specialization is especially in the countries like I will show you. You can see okay, especially Denmark, Sweden, countries like especially the Scandinavian, European countries. Okay, I will show you. Okay. Okay. Then among these, bioenergy is more promising, cost effective, and ever available. What is the reason for the bioenergy emerging than the other resources? This bioenergy is more cost effective and it can be implemented in pilot plant scale and small process plants and larger manufacturing plant scale. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලට ඕනනම් මේ biogas කියන එක ඔයාලට ගෙදර හදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ household activities for household cooking purposes. ඒතර ඒ වගේ according to your application you can manage with the cost. පැහැදිලි නේද? හරි. නමුත් දැන් nuclear energy කියන එක අපිට දැන් ගෙදරදී nuclear energy හදා ගන්න බෑනේ නේද? එතකොට you have to go for the larger manufacturing. That means energy plants, nuclear energy plants, larger nuclear energy plants. Okay. So your investment is very high. But when you consider about bioenergy, it's very easy and also cost effective and availability is very high. Okay. There are three major ways in which the energy forms biomass is utilized. Direct burning. Okay, that is the major way of consumption of biomass to convert the bioenergy, to get the bioenergy. කියන්නේ bioenergy ගන්න අපි කරන ප්‍රධානම ලෝකේ තියෙන ප්‍රධානම දේ තමයි direct burning. කියන්නේ අපි දර burn කරලා ඉවර වෙලා අපි මොකක්ද කරන්නේ? We are taking bioenergy. Chemical energy is transferred to the thermal energy and we are using especially for the cooking purposes. කියන්නේ ආහාර පිළියෙල කරන්න අපි පාවිච්චි කරනවා. And also conversion to gas and conversion to biofuel, ethanol and biodiesel. Okay. Okay, this is a separate case. Ethanol and biodiesel I already taught you, and also conversion to gas. Conversion to gas means what? That is the biogas production. Okay, actually biogas also a biofuel, but majorly we can separate the energy from biomass. Can be we can separate to 3 sections. Okay, majorly 3 sections. Okay, පැහැදිලි? ඒ කියන්නේ මේ මෙතන මේ වාට තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන බයෝගෑස් කියන්නේ බයෝෆුවල් එකක් තමයි. නමුත් අපි මේජර්ලි බයෝෆුවල් කියලා කතා කරන්නේ ethanol and biodiesel. Already I taught you. Okay, මම දැනට ඔයාලට උගන්වලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර බයෝෆුවල් එකක් කිව්වහම ගොඩක් වෙලාවට bio ethanol and biodiesel only. පැහැදිලිද? So biogas කියන්නේ වෙනම the separate section. Okay, separate concept and separate section. But bioenergy derived. Again, bioenergy යටතේ තමයි මේ හැමදේම එන්නේ. පැහැදිලිද? හරි. Then you can see anaerobic digestion is a technology widely used for treatment of organic waste for biogas production. Okay, anaerobic digestion. So you have to go through broadly about this anaerobic digestion. What is anaerobic digestion? What are the reactor types? And also the possibility of the anaerobic digestion, the reactor condition, this type of things I will teach you. Okay, so anaerobic කියලා කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? ඒ කියන්නේ ඔක්සිජන් නැති ෆේස් එකක්. පැහැදිලිනේ? දැන් අපි ඔයාලා දැකලා තියෙනවා, you already, I think you all have seen compost manufacturing bins. අර කඩවල් වල තියෙනවා නේද compost හදන compost manufacturing කියලා අර නේද? Compost manufacturing plastic bins you already see, I think. Okay, what will happen there? එතන මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? Compost manufacturing වලදී මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? That is aerobic digestion. Aerobic means what? The microorganism activity with oxygen phase. That means aerobic. Okay, aerobic කියලා කියන්නේ වාතය සමග. එතකොට ඔයා compost හදනවා නම්, if you are going to manufacture a fertilizer, compost fertilizer, definitely you have to what? Supply oxygen. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාට මේක වහගෙන oxygen නැති phase එකක කරොත් මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? ඔයාට compost හදන්න බෑ. ඔයාට compost හදන්න බෑ. එතකොට methane හැදෙන්නේ. That means biogas. That is anaerobic digestion. පැහැදිලිනේ? එතකොට ඒක තමයි ගොඩක් the reason for the failure of compost manufacturing processes are the lack of oxygen. Okay, ගොඩක් වෙලාවට සීල් වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ හරියට ඒ ඔක්සිජන් එයා එක. ඒ කියන්නේ පරිසරයේ තියෙන වාතය නැත්නම් ඔක්සිජන් සප්ලයි එක අඩු වෙලා මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? ඒ aerobic bacteria creation එක අඩු වෙනවා. As a result of that, you will never get compost fertilizer. හරිද? පැහැදිලිනේ? එතකොට මේ compost හදන්නේ කොහොමද? Aerobic digestion. This is anaerobic digestion. Anaerobic digestion means the microorganism activity without oxygen phase. Okay, so anaerobic bacteria are there. Anaerobic bacteria are making this process steps. එතකොට when you consider about the biogas process, most of the cases this biogas production is failed due to what? Oxygen or air contamination. පැහැදිලි නේද? Okay, most of the cases, the reason for the fail of biogas reactors, that means biogas production, the failure of biogas production will happen due to what? contamination of air or oxygen. පැහැදිලි නේද? ඒක නිසා ඔයාලට I will explain in the biogas reactor design section. Okay, so you have to maintain anaerobic phase rather than going to aerobic phase. එතකොට මේ different type of processes, anaerobic process and aerobic process. Okay, පැහැදිලි නේද? If you want to manufacture a fertilizer, compost, you have to go for the aerobic. This is anaerobic. Okay, hari. Then it contributes to climate change mitigation by saving greenhouse gas emissions from decaying of organic materials and promotes the preservation of traditional extensive use of the ecosystems. Okay. That is the case. Okay, so I will go very quickly because time is limited. Biogas energy. So you can see biogas originates from biogenic material and is a type of biofuel. You can see type of biofuel. Okay, so mainly we are when you consider about the biofuels, then what are the major biofuels? Definitely you have to tell bioethanol and biodiesel, but this biogas also a biofuel. Okay, type of biofuel. Okay, typically referred to a gas produced by bacteria fermentation of organic material under anaerobic condition in the absence of oxygen. That is very important. So if you want to manufacture this biogas, you have to create a phase which is without oxygen. That means air. Okay, that is the anaerobic condition. Okay, so organic material means what? Because already you know in the biological case, the bio waste, you have organic material. So this organic material is degradation. The degradation of this organic material is done by these anaerobic bacteria. Okay, can nirvayu bacteria magin tamai මෙන්න මේ කියන process එක කරන්නේ. So I will explain what is the process. It will be produced from a wide variety of available organic materials and waste, okay, including sewage sludge. Sewage sludge means what? You know, the animal manure, that means goma wage දේවල්, and municipal organic waste. Municipal organic waste means the kitchen waste, apartments selling in a kitchen waste, ඒ වගේම hotels, and also this type of, okay. Then also agricultural waste can be considered as a municipal organic waste. Okay, so the materials like biodegradable waste. Biodegradable කියලා කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Biologically degrade කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල්. පැහැදිලි? The materials like biodegradable waste, straw, manure, and sugarcane and byproducts from agricultural and industrial processes and especially grown energy crops can be also be used for the production of energy. It's very important. If you want to produce biogas very large scale, you can make a ලොකුවට කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නම් it's very difficult to use kitchen waste only. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ එළවලු අපතේ යවන ඒවා, ඒ වගේම කෑම අපතේ යන දේවල්, biological waste, මේ commercial, ඒ කියන්නේ especially municipal organic waste කියන එක විතරක් මදි. පැහැදිලි? If you want to manufacture biogas in a little bit higher range, that means higher production scale. එතකොට මේක අර ග්‍රාමීය වර නිවසේ biogas ජීව වායුව සාදා ගන්නා ක්‍රමය වගේ නෙවෙයි. පැහැදිලි? So then you have to go for the agricultural waste. Okay, rather than using municipal organic waste. Again, you have to use straw, then manure, sugar cane, the large agricultural byproducts. Okay, especially the byproducts from agricultural and industrial processes you have to use. Anyhow, you have to understand when you consider about the biogas energy production, you can use any type of bio waste most commonly. Okay, but most commonly what we are using? Sewage sludge, animal manure, and also municipal organic waste. Okay, පැහැදිලිනේ? But the materials like especially the agricultural and industrial waste from the processors can be especially used for the production of energy. Energy crops වලින් එන waste එක large scale වලින් අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් we can produce, we have enough raw material for producing this biogas. පැහැදිලි නේද? හරි. Then anaerobic digestion is a simple technology widely used for processing the biodegradable organic waste for the biogas production. The anaerobic digestion, okay. Animal manure, cow dung, goma කියන එක is used as inoculum. Inoculum කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? So we are introducing microbes to the substrate. Substrate කියන්නේ ආහාර නේ. දැන් අපි මොනවා හරි ආහාරයක් තියෙනවනේ. එතකොට ඒ substrate එකට අපි introduce කරනවා microorganism ප්‍රභේදයක් අපි introduce කරනවා. එතකොට තමයි ඒ අර substrate එක මත ක්‍රියා කරලා they are depending on the substrate they are developing. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ grow වෙවි යනවා. When they are growing, what will happen? When these type of microorganisms, anaerobic microorganisms are growing, what they will do? They will convert that organic materials to the biodegradable materials. ඒ කියන්නේ අර organic materials මොකක්ද කරන්නේ? biodegradably මොකක්ද කරන්නේ? simple components බවට පත් කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ සරලව කියනවා නම් දිරාපත් වෙනවා. හරි? ඒ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒ මත ක්‍රියා කරමින් ඒවා light components බවට, ඒ කියන්නේ සැහැල්ලු කොටස් බවට පත් කරන එක තමයි සරලවම කියනවා නම් මෙන්න මේ anaerobic digestion කියන එකෙන් වෙන්නේ. පැහැදිලිද? හරි. Then the thermophilic conditions improved the biogas yield by approximately 92. What is this thermophilic conditions? Thermophilic කියලා කියන්නේ I will explain in food industry, food engineering also you can see අපි ගත්තාම microbes ලගේ okay. When you consider about then සාමාන්‍යයෙන් thermophilic කිව්වම most of the cases දැන් මෙන්න මේ විදිහට අඳින්න පුළුවන් ranges. Okay. Samanning bacterial growth, the microorganisms are the best temperature range is generally 30 to 65. Okay. 65 or 70, maximum 70. Okay. So samanning if the microorganisms are growing above 70, they are thermophilic. Okay. Thermophilic means මොකක්ද? thermal උෂ්ණත්වයට යටතේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට grow වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Okay. This is the most possible range. That means okay, this is the range, the most desired range for the most of the bacteria. Okay. පැහැදිලි? ඒ කියන්නේ අපි කියන රත් කරලා වතුර පානය කරන්න කියන්නේ. එතකොට මේගොල්ලෝ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මැරිලා තියෙනවා. පැහැදිලි? හරි. Then you can see the thermophilic conditions improve the biogas yield. That means if you are going to design a reactor or facility which is producing this biogas, you have to maintain the thermophilic conditions. That is the one case. හරිනේ දැන් මම ඔයාලගෙන් අද මම assignment එකක් දෙනවා. So මේ දේවල් හොඳට ඔලුවට ගන්න. දැන් මේ පොඩි දේවල්. දැන් මම කලින් කිව්වා biogas reactor එකක් හදනවා නම් what is the most important case එක? ඔයා biogas හදනවා නම් you must have to apply anaerobic conditions. That means without oxygen. That means without contamination of air, without contamination of oxygen. පැහැදිලිනේ? oxygen ගැටෙන්න බෑ. air ගැටෙන්න බෑ. එතකොට මම දැන් මේ second condition එක, the most important second condition is you have to maintain the thermophilic conditions which is desired for the thermophilic anaerobic bacteria. පැහැදිලි නේද? ඒක නිසා මේක ඔයා අර නුවරඑළිය වගේ බයෝගෑස් හදන්න ගියොත් වැඩේ ටිකක් අමාරු වෙනවා. පැහැදිලි නේද? So you have to maintain, you can produce actually biogas in නුවරඑළිය also, but no problem, but you have to maintain that conditions in the reactor. Otherwise නිකන් මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? අන්තිමට අර නේද? නිකන් ජරාවලක් වගේ වෙලා අන්තිමට පස් වලින් වහලා දාන තත්ත්වයට එනවා. ඒ වගේ තමයි ලංකාවේ ගොඩක් biogas reactors fail වෙන්න ලොකුම හේතුව. Without proper conditions they are maintaining. හරිද? අපි ගෙදරක් ගත්තත් එහෙම නේද? ලොකු ගෙයක් හදනවා අන්තිමට මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? මේන්ටේනන්ස් නැහැ. හරිනේ? වාහනයක් ගන්න ටික දවසක් තියනවා ඊළඟට මේන්ටේන් කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඕනම දෙයක් එහෙමනේ. එතකොට the reason for the failure of biogas reactors in especially Sri Lanka and also the world is less maintenance and not applying proper conditions for the microorganism activity. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ microorganism activity එකට ගැලපෙන්නේ නැති විදියට මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? අපි ඒ conditions maintain කිරීම. ඒ කියන්නේ අතෑරලා දාලා ඉඳියොත් biogas අපිට ගන්න බෑ. So we have to try. We have to maintain the exact conditions. පැහැදිලි? හරි. හරි. So thermophilic conditions improve the biogas yield by approximately 92. That means this is a major fact. පැහැදිලිනේ? අනිත් තමයි pH එක කියන එක. I will explain the acidity. That is also very important. I will explain in later. Okay. During the process, large organic polymers that make up biogas are broken down to smaller molecules. That means I already explained you the organic materials. Polymers are make up biomass are broken down to smaller molecules. That means මම කිව්වා කුඩා කොටස් බවට පත් කරනවා කියලා. Smaller components, smaller molecules by chemicals and microorganisms. Upon completion of the anaerobic digestion process, the biomass is converted into biogas, methane, carbon dioxide and traces. Okay, actually biogas means methane, carbon dioxide and traces of other contaminant gases. Okay, so finally you will get methane and also carbon dioxide. Okay, not only the methane, but you will get a little amount of what? Carbon dioxide and traces of other contaminant gases, as well as liquid digestate. That means nutrient rich fertilizer. Okay, also you will get the fertilizer. Okay, hari. Then biochemical process. I will මම ඉක්මනටම කරගෙන යනවා. You can read this paper. Okay, what are the biochemical process? ඔයාලා ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවද anaerobic digestion? මට කියන්නකෝ. කවුරු හරි කියන්නේ? කෝ කට්ටිය නැද්ද? හර්ෂණී ඉන්නවා, නිපුණි, මදුසිකා කියන්න බලන්න කවුරු හරි. ඔයාලා ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවද anaerobic digestion?
Yes, sir.
ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවද?
Yes, sir.
මට පැහැදිලිව ඇහෙන්නේ නැහැ කියන්න. hello හර්ෂණී, නිපුණි, රශ්මි, නදීෂා කියන්න.
Yes, sir.
ඇහෙන්නේ නැහනේ. කියන්න බලන්න.
ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා සර්.
ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ process ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවද? hydrolysis, acidogenesis, ඊට පස්සේ acetogenesis and methanogenesis.
බයෝගෑස් ප්‍රොඩක්ෂන් ප්‍රොසෙස් එක විදිහට ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා.
ඒ කියන්නේ මේක හැමම කලින් ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවද? බයෝගෑස් කියලා ඔයාලට වෙනම
එනර්ජි කියන.
නෑ මං කියන්නේ ඔයාලට බයෝගෑස් කියලා කලින් ඔයාලා වෙනම ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවද?
බයෝගෑස් ඉගෙන ගත්තා සර්.
ඒ කියන්නේ බයෝගෑස් ප්‍රොඩක්ෂන් ඉගෙන ගත්තා ඒ දේවල් ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවද?
ඔව් සර්.
ඕකේ. then මේ එතකොට දැන් මේක මම මේ අලුතෙන්ම කරන්නේ ඔයාලා වෙන මොඩියුල් එකකත් මේක කරලා තියෙනවා. එහෙමද?
ඔව් සර් සෙකන්ඩ් ඉයර් එකේදී මේ වෙනම මොඩියුල් එකක් විදිහට කළා.
හරි. then I will go very fast. okay. දැන් ඔයාලා මේක කරලා තියෙනවා නම් you should have a very good idea. okay. හරිනේ ඒ කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ දේවල් ඔයාලා ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා hydrolysis, acidogenesis and acetogenesis and methanogenesis. okay, so these are the 4 processes. okay, so you can write you have to understand what will happen under this each stage. okay, not the definition. I am not going to ask you what is hydrolysis, what is acidogenesis, and what is this type of things. I will not going to ask you, but in your mind you should know under the hydrolysis what will happen. okay, then under the acidogenesis what will happen. okay, then what will happen under the acetogenesis and methanogenesis. okay, so you have a clear understanding about what will happen, what is going to happen under this each stage, not the definition. So using your words you can freely answer the questions. okay, so mainly under the hydrolysis. So when you consider about this anaerobic digestion, that is a biochemical process. okay, that is the also complex process that take place in 4 biological and chemical stages. That means there are 4 stages for the anaerobic digestion. So if you going to produce biogas using any type of bio waste or agricultural waste, commercial waste, municipal waste, any type of bio waste, you will get these 4 steps in the process. හරිද? එතකොට මේක මේ තැන් 4ක වෙනවා කියලා එකක් නැහැ. පැහැදිලිනේ? මේ 4ම වෙන්නේ inside your bioreactor. okay, I will explain what are the bioreactors. okay, inside the bioreactors you will get these 4 mechanisms. හරිනේ? එතකොට මුලින්ම වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? First you will get hydrolysis process, then acidogenesis and acetogenesis, and finally methanogenesis. okay, so you can see this is the biochemical stage during fermentation process. You can see matter, hydrolysis, acidogenesis, acetogenesis, and methanogenesis. So you can easily answer a question if you have idea about this diagram. okay, in your mind. So keep in the mind this diagram. okay, it's very easy. You can see carbonates, fats, and proteins. okay, this is organic material. okay, it is that means sugar, fatty acids, and amino acids. okay, when you consider about the proteins, there are amino acids. okay, so it is converted to what carbonic acid and alcohol, and also hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and ammonia. Carbonic acid means this is the acidogenesis process that you can see. Then this is converted, this carbonic acid and alcohol, and also the hydrogen and carbon dioxide, these set of materials are converted into acetic acid and hydrogen and carbon. okay, this is carbonic acid, then acetic acid. That means these acids are converted into acid. That is why we are calling acetogenesis. okay, and finally this acetic acid is converted to methane and carbon dioxide. okay, this methane is used as a what bioenergy source, that is the biogas. මෙතන biogas කියලා කියන්නේ අපි මෙන්න මෙතන විශේෂයෙන්ම අපේ වටින component එක මොකක්ද? What is the most important component? Methane. So finally these elements, that means the components matters in the biomass, that means the bio waste is converted to what? methane and carbon dioxide. Okay, එකපාර කරන්න බෑ. හරිනේ? නේද? එකපාර නේද? දැන් එකපාර රහත් වෙන්න බෑනේ නේද? පිළිවෙලින් යන්න ඕන. ඒ වගේ තමයි. මුලින් සෝවාන් වෙනවා ඒ වගේ නේද? ඒ විදිහට මේක එකපාර මෙතන methane and carbon dioxide we cannot produce. Okay, so there is a process. Okay, so there is a process. So the process called what? Anaerobic digestion. Under the anaerobic digestion, you have to fulfill these 4 processes. පැහැදිලි? 4 processes. Under the each stage, you will get what? These materials. Okay. So you have to understand. So keep in mind this diagram. Okay, it's very easy. So no, it's very difficult to go through these type of paragraphs. Okay. Can අපිට මනසට ඔලුවට ගන්න අමාරු. So most of the cases I am using the PDFs and reference materials and especially the research papers, journals which are having more and more diagrams. Okay, so you have to go through very clearly. You have an image to draw this type of diagrams in especially your answer scripts rather than write down long answers. In exam what is briefly explain the biochemical stages during the fermentation process of manufacturing of biogas using the bio waste කියලා ඔයා මේක අඳින්න. මේක ඇඳලා explain කරන්න. මේක ඇඳලා විතරක් මදි. Very simply explain කරන්න what more and more is. Okay, මහා හැලී ලියන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. So මෙන්න මේක ඔළුවේ තියාගන්න. It's lifetime වාට මතක තියෙන්න. හරිනේ? Hydrolysis, acidogenesis, acetogenesis and methanogenesis. Okay, very simply this type of materials, biologically waste, biodegradable waste, organic material are converted to the methane and carbon dioxide. In the intermediate stages, you will get the first fatty acids and also amino acids that will convert to the carbonic acid first and then acetic acid and finally through that methane and carbon dioxide. Okay, podi process එකක් තියෙනවා. Okay, hari. Then you can write down, read this type of these stages. Okay. Okay. So I will explain. Okay, now I am going to teach you principle of gas production. With the decomposition of organic or biological materials, various gas are released. With the decomposition of organic or biological materials, various gas are released. That means decomposition of organic or biological materials, what will happen? Various gases are released. The organic decomposition can occur in 2 basic parts, aerobic and what? Anaerobic decomposition. That is the main important case. Okay. Aerobic, that means in the presence of oxygen, and also anaerobic means the absence of oxygen. Okay. Then, however, the products from decomposition are quite different in each case. Okay, that is the important case. Okay, so if you are operating an aerobic condition in biogas reactor, you will never get methane. Okay, so biogas එකක් නෙවෙයි එන්නේ වෙන මොකක් හරි එකක් තමයි හැදෙන්නේ. පැහැදිලි? So you have to maintain the conditions very clearly. Otherwise, very difficult. Okay. Aerobic decomposition. Okay. Aerobic decomposition produce carbon dioxide, ammonia, and few other gases in small quantities. That is the compost manufacturing. Okay. මේක තමයි compost process කියලා කියන්නේ. Aerobic decomposition, that means the fermentation process, produce carbon dioxide, ammonia, and few other gases in small quantities significant amount of heat and final product that can be used as a fertilizer. That is aerobic. Anaerobic decomposition produce methane, carbon dioxide, and traces of gases. Very little heat. That is very important. Little heat and final product with higher nitrogen content than the produced by aerobic fermentation. That is very important. So our final aim is what? Not the fertilizer, okay? Our final aim is methane, carbon dioxide rich mixture. That means biogas. So you have to maintain anaerobic decomposition. Okay. Anaerobic decomposition is a two-stage process. Specific bacteria feed to certain organic materials. In the first stage, acidic bacteria. Okay. Two-stage process as specific bacteria. Okay. Actually, anaerobic decomposition is not going to teach you. Okay. එතකොට ඔයාලා පටලවා ගන්න එපා. Anaerobic decomposition කියන එක මේ biogas production එකේදී වැදගත්කමක් නැහැ. ඒක වෙනම දෙයක්. හරිද? Fertilizer manufacturing, compost manufacturing. එතකොට aerobic decomposition කියන එක මේකෙදී වැදගත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Anaerobic, you have to pay attention for the anaerobic decomposition. Okay. That means anaerobic digestion. පැහැදිලි? So stage process as specific bacteria feed on certain organic materials. In the first stage, acidic bacteria, okay, and complex molecules when these compounds are produced in sufficient quantities, a second type of bacteria. When these compounds are produced in sufficient quantities, a second type of bacteria start to convert these simpler compounds into methane. So if you want to produce biogas, what you have to do? So you have to create acidic bacteria in your reactor first. So if first stage is successfully happened, definitely what will happen? The second type of bacteria start to convert these simpler compounds into methane. Okay, otherwise the reactor will be failed. So these two stages are very important. Okay, two stages means according to the bacteria. Okay, I already teach you 4 stages: hydrolysis, acidogenesis, methanogenesis, and methanogenesis. Okay, but these two types mainly we are talking according to the type of bacteria on the degradation process. මේ bacteria වල වර්ගය අනුව තමයි මේ stages කතා කරන්නේ as specific bacteria. Okay, so first acidic bacteria is working on the biological materials, growing on the biological materials, and then after that process, the second type of bacteria is coming to the scenario. Coming to the picture. These methane producing bacteria are particularly influenced by ambient conditions. That is very, very important. Ambient conditions. That is one reason for the reactor failures in Sri Lanka and the world. Okay. Loke wagema ambient conditions are very important. Okay. ඒ වගේම කලින් මම කිව්වා thermophilic condition. ඒ වගේ දේවල්. Which can slow or terminate the process if they do not lie within fairly narrow band. That is very important. So anaerobic digestion is most commonly used to convert organic material into biogas from high moisture content organic waste like manure. That is important. High moisture content organic waste like manure and animal human crop and residues. Okay. So if you use this anaerobic digestion process, most commonly that is used for the convert of organic material which is having high moisture content. Okay, so if you are your feedstock, that means bio waste, agricultural or commercial or kitchen waste or municipal waste or whatever your feedstock, you have to maintain what? Moisture content. Okay. Moisture content is very important. Okay, so I already taught you the conditions for the biogas production. පැහැදිලි? මේ දේවල් හොඳට ඔළුවේ තියාගන්න. මේවා පාඩම් කරන්න නෙමෙයි, මේවා ඇඟට ගන්න මේ වෙලාවෙම. හරි? නැත්තම් මේ වැඩක් නැහැ. මේ ලෙක්චර්ස් කරන එකෙන් මේ ඉෆෙක්ටිව් එකක් නැහැ. මේවා මේ මහා දේවල් නෙවෙයි. මේ concept හරියට basic ටික ඔළුවට දාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාලට පුළුවන් එතනින් එහාට හිතන්න. Without having the basic things properly in your mind, it's very difficult to අපි කියන්නේ නේද? පරිකල්පනය කියලා කියන්නේ නේද? දැන් ඔක කලාවෙත් තියෙනවනේ, සයන්ස් වලත් ඕක තියෙනවා. ඒතර අලුතෙන් දෙයක් හිතලා කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ අලුත් නිර්මාණයක් කරන්න, අලුත් දෙයක් කරන්න, අලුත් විදියට හිතන්න බැරි වෙනවා. So first you have to very clearly understand about the very basic things. හරි? මේවා බොහොම සරල දේවල්. But in exam I will ask you very good questions. Okay, not good means you have to think creatively. Okay, you have to think creatively. If you go through these papers and see some of the YouTube videos and read few articles, definitely you will get a plus or A. Okay, so I am not going to teach you for the A plus or A. Okay, exam is a separate thing, but this is for your life. Okay, these things are for your lifetime. Okay, මේක මේ මුළු ජීවිතේ කාලෙම ඔයාගේ ඔළුවේ තියෙන විදියට තමයි මම මේක කියලා දෙන්නේ. බොහොම සරලව කියන්නේ, නැත්නම් මට මේක ටක් ටක් ගාලා මේ මොන හරි කියලාගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. But I will explain as much as possible. මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් please ask me. Otherwise I don't know whether you will get understand or not. Okay, hari. Then the average retention time for animal waste, this is very important. Retention time, what is the meaning of retention time? Retention time means these 4 steps: hydrolysis, acidogenesis and metagenesis. These 4 steps should be completed prior to the biogas production. That means methane production. So if you are removing the bio waste from the reactor, or if you are going to feed again, that means the bio waste, the raw materials into the reactor without considering the retention time. ඒ කියන්නේ reactor එක ඇතුලේ මේක යම්කිසි කාලයක් තියෙන්න ඕන, අර appropriate, ඒ කියන්නේ නිශ්චිත කාලයක් තියෙන්න ඕන. හරිනේ? ඒ කාලයට කලින් මේ අපි මේ reactor එක ෆීඩ් කරන්නත් බෑ. ඒ රියැක්ටර් එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන ඒවා එළියට ගන්නත් බෑ. එහෙම වුණොත් අපිට මේකේ අර ස්ටෙඩි ස්ටේට් කන්ඩිෂන් කියන එක නැති වෙලා යනවා. පැහැදිලි නේ? රිටෙන්ෂන් ටයිම් කියලා කියන්නේ දවස් ගාණක් අපි මේක තියෙන්න ඕන. ඒ දවස් ගාණ තියෙනකොට තමයි what will happen? This acidic bacteria and also these what? Methanogens. That means methane producing bacteria. Okay, are developed. පැහැදිලි නේ? So if you use animal waste, what will happen? 20 for 40 days for the organic waste and 60 to 90 days. Okay. The resultant biogas contains 55 to 80% methane depending upon your waste type. Okay. That is the case. The purity of your biogas is depending on the what? The waste type. So if you use animal waste, you will get what? Sometimes the biogas amount compared to what? Little amount to sometimes the organic waste from the biomass. Okay, hari. Then composition of biogas. Okay, so you can see Biogas is about 20% lighter than air and has ignition temperature range of this order. It is odorless and colorless gas that burns with clear blue flame similar to that of LPG gas. So, in Sri Lanka, we can implement this biogas technology, especially in rural areas where we can find out the bio waste. We can substitute. That means ආදේශකයක් විදියට අපිට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් LPG. මොකද the same the LPG gas and also the biogas is in operation. You will see the same process. Same process means ඔයාලට biogas පාවිච්චි කරලා gas cooker එකක් ගෙදර දල්වන්න පුළුවන්. පැහැදිලිද? ඔයාලට ගෙදර කෑම උයා ගන්න පුළුවන්. පැහැදිලිනේ? But when you consider about LPG gas, it's very easy. Easy means again අපිට හරි user friendly නේද? Reactors systems maintain කරන්න නැහැ. ඒ වගේම storage පහසුයි, transportation ඒ වගේ දේවල් වල පහසුකම නිසා තමයි ඇත්තටම LPG gas කියන එක අපි තාම පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. පැහැදිලිද? හරි. You can see the calorific value. Okay. Okay, so you can see the methane percentage 50-75, carbon dioxide is this much. Okay. So very little amount of water. Okay. Okay, so you have to understand what is the composition of biogas. This is the composition of biogas. Okay. Okay, today I am going to the next lecture. I will explain the bioreactors. Okay. Okay, so you have to go through this paper. So in the next lecture, I will explain. Okay. Type of biogas reactors. So as a technological student, you should know how to produce biogas. Okay. The next lecture, I will explain how to produce biogas and how to operate and how to make proper conditions for the biogas production. ඒ කියන්නේ මම ඊළඟ lecture එකේදී ඔයාලට කතා කරනවා biogas reactors ගැන, ඒ වගේම biogas reactors වල වර්ග සහ ඒ වගේ conditions පවත්වා ගැනීම. How to maintain the proper conditions inside the biogas reactors. Okay. So I will explain. So you have to go through this paper. Okay. So you can download. Please write down the name. Okay. Name of the paper. So you can easily download this from the Google, and also I will give this paper to your course coordinator and demonstrators after this lecture. So after this lecture, I will send them this material and they will share this. They will share this material with you. Okay. In next lecture. Okay. In next lecture, I will explain bioethanol and biodiesel production. Okay. So prior to that, I want to finish this biogas. Okay. Because this is a separate section. I will finish the biogas energy with the next lecture. After that, I will again come into the biorefinery concept and also bioenergy production, especially bioethanol and biodiesel production, especially from first generation conventional fuel as well as second and third generation processors. Okay. So while explaining the processes, I will explaining the biorefinery, different types of biorefineries which are using different types of biological materials as a raw material. ඒ කියන්නේ විවිධ වර්ගයේ raw materials, biological raw materials පාවිච්චි කළා ලෝකයේ කරන biology, ඒ කියන්නේ biorefinery කියන concepts ප්‍රායෝගිකව පාවිච්චි වෙන තැන් ඒ processes ගැන broadly මම උගන්වනවා ඔයාලට bio energy කියන concept එකත් එක්ක bioethanol and biodiesel manufacturing processes කියා දෙන ගමන්. හරි? පැහැදිලිනේ? ඒක නිසා today I am going to give you a group assignment, okay? Prior to that, okay, I will explain the assignment. So I already teach you the bio. This is the assignment, okay? I will give you marks. කට්ටියට ඇහෙනවද? හර්ෂණී, නිපුණි, රශ්මි ඇහෙනවද?
ඇහෙනවා sir.
හරි.
ඇහෙනවා
Okay. Oh. Okay. Hari. This is the assignment. Okay. Make a practical there. Currently, I am not going to ask you to submit large reports. Okay. So you have to practically attend this assignment. Okay. Hari. Now, up to now, I have completed the biorefinery concept and also bioethanol general manufacturing process and also biodiesel general process manufacturing process and also biogas. Okay, biogas reactors you can actually next lecture I will cover. Anyhow, you have to go through this PDF. Okay, this paper. Okay, I want to make a presentation. Okay, I want to make a group presentation about the possibility of implementation of this biofuel in Sri Lanka. The possibility of production and implementation. Otherwise, you will possibility of production and implementation of biofuels, including biogas, rather than using fossil fuels in Sri Lankan content. හරි එතකොට මම මේකෙදි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ ඔයාලා ටිකක් හොයන්න ඕන. හරි මේක මෙහෙමයි. ඔයාලා presentation එකක් කරන්න ඕන. group presentation එකක් live කරන්න පුළුවන් අපිට online කරන්න පුළුවන්. All should be participated. ඔයාලා මේකෙදි කරන්න ඕන මෙන්න මේ දේවල් මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. පළවෙනි එක තමයි ලංකාවේ available biomass availability එක කොහොමද? හරි. Can availability of biomass for the biofuel production. පැහැදිලිනේ? biofuels හදන්න ලංකාවේ biomass තියනවද කියලා ඔයාලා පොඩ්ඩක් හොයලා බලන්න ඕන. හරි. ඒ වගේම දැන් ලංකාවේ හදන තැන් මොනවද? Especially ගත්තොත් when you consider about the existing large scale facilities, you can see Pelbatta sugar. They are producing very high amount of what? High amount of ethanol. That means දවසකට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් we are producing 27,000 liters maximum. Okay, that is very very small compared to USA and Brazil. Okay, but when you consider about Sri Lanka, that much of ethanol is very good as a country. හරිනේ. ඒ වගේම අපි සෙවණගල හදනවා. ඒ වගේම හිඟුරාණ sugar. එතකොට ලංකාවේ ඔයාලා sugar manufacturing process එක පොඩ්ඩක් බලලා I will teach you in next lectures. Anyhow, you have to do prior to I am teaching. මම උගන්වන්න කලින් ඔයාලා පොඩි presentation එකක් කරන්න ඕන. පොඩ්ඩක් මේක ප්‍රායෝගිකව එළියට ගිහිල්ලා කියන්නේ මේක මේ common knowledge එක. මේ පොත්වල නැහැ මේවා. පොඩ්ඩක් කට්ටියත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා කට්ටිය බෙදාගෙන මේක හොයාගන්න. හරිනේ? ඒතකොට ලංකාවේ possibility එක. එතකොට ඔයාලා දන්නවා already we had a COVID-19 disaster. හරිනේ? ඒතකොට COVID-19 issue එකක් තිබුණා. ඔයාලා දන්නවා එතකොට අපිට මොනවද sanitizer ප්‍රශ්නයක් තිබුණා. So at that time our bioethanol demand was very high. හොඳට තේරුම් ගන්න. එතකොට ඒ කාලේදී ethanol කියන එක නේද? sanitizers හදන්න නේද? ඒ කියන්නේ domestic level එකෙන් large scale එකෙන් එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ අලුත් business opportunity එකක්. That is the economic value. Okay, that is the economic value. So you have to consider about the economic value also. That also your environmental case. ඒ කියන්නේ environmentally කොහමද? එතකොට මට ඕන වෙන්නේ ලංකාවේ මෙන්න මේ පාවිච්චි කරන biogas biofuels වල potential එක ඔයාලා පොඩ්ඩක් analyze කරන්න කොහොමද? ඒ කියන්නේ where we can use biofuel instead of using petroleum fuels. එතකොට ඔයාලා පොඩ්ඩක් analyze කරන්න අපේ ලංකාවේ කොච්චර petrol use වෙනවද? එතකොට මේ petrol වලට මම කිව්වා gasoline blend කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. at last lecture. petrol වලට ethanol blend කරන්න පුළුවන්. Already there are processes in Brazil and also USA. පැහැදිලිනේ මම කිව්වා E10 E25 I already taught you. හරිනේ බොහොම සරලව මම කියලා දුන්නා. ඒතකොට මට ඕන විශේෂයෙන් ඔයාලා දැක්කා especially in the COVID-19 situation we had a fuel issue. Okay, with the economic crisis. Okay, and also we had a sanitizer problem. එතකොට at that time bioethanol played a key role for sanitizer manufacturing, and also people are aware of whether we can run our vehicles using the bioethanol rather than using the petrol. හැදිනේ නිකන් petrol වෙනුවට අපිට තව petrol ටිකක් අඩු කරගෙන ethanol ටිකක් වැඩිපුර දාන්න දුවන්න පුළුවන්. ලෝකෙ එහෙම වාහන දුවනවාද? අන්න ඒ වගේ possibility of in Sri Lankan condition. Okay. මට ඕන වෙන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මේ දේ අපිට කොච්චර දුරකට කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? එහෙම පුළුවන් නම් කොහොමද එහෙම කරන්නේ? සහ what is the potential? ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. ඒක according to your point of view. Okay. මට අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නෑ මේ වෙන කවුරු හරි කියපු දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. මට ඕන ඔයාලා ඇනලයිස් කළා ඔයාලගේ විදියට. ඒක වරදින්න පුළුවන්. No problem. I can see whether you really did this assignment or not. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලා කරනකොට මට මේක තේරෙනවා ඔයාලා ඇත්තටම මේක ස්ටඩි කළාද මේක නැද්ද කියන එක. හරි. කවුරුවත් කරපු එකක් නෙවෙයි because there are a lot of case studies in history. So you can go through that type of case study. But I need exactly your idea about as a technology student who is going to work in the bioenergy world, biofield, biosystems. and එතකොට ඔයාලගේ ඩිග්‍රී එකක් biosystems. එතකොට ඔයාලා කවදා හරි biosystems එක්ක තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. එතකොට as a future engineer I want you to explain on your words what is the potential of using biofuels, especially bioethanol and biodiesel and biogas. So biogas ගන්නකොට ඔයාලා බලන්න ලංකාවේ biogas කියන එක ඇයි මේක fail වෙන්න හේතු? Already I taught you. අද මම ඉගෙනුවා. ඇයි අපිට bioreactors හදන්න බැරි? ගෙවල් වල කරනවා නම් මොනවද තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න? ඒතර මේ ප්‍රශ්න වලට තියෙන විසඳුම් මොනවද? Okay. So I need a group assignment. That is a group assignment. I need actually group presentation. Then my presentation කියන එක this ඒක මට ඔයාලත් එක්ක කතා කරන්න ඕන. This can be lively done or you can record. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලා phone එකකින් දැන් අපි හිතමු group එකේ දැන් how many students in your batch?
29.
29 ඉන්නවා. එතකොට අපි ගමු 6 කියලා ගමුකෝ අපි. එතකොට group 6. Okay? එතකොට එක group එකකට එක්කෙනෙක් මදි වෙනවා. ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. එතකොට there are 5 groups including 6 per 1. පැහැදිලි 6 දෙනෙක් ඉන්න group එකක් හදාගන්න. You can කැමති විදිහකට හදාගන්න පුළුවන්. That is up to you. ඒ කියන්නේ index පිළිවෙලට එහෙම ගත්තනම් හරි. කට්ටිය රණ්ඩු වෙන්න ගහමරා ගන්න යන්න එපා group හදාගන්න. ඒක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් group එක ඒ numbers පිළිවෙලට ඒ විදිහට ගන්න. ඒකට පහසු. හරිනේ? නැත්නම් Taman කැමති විදිහට group එක හදාගන්නක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. හරි? හරි. group එක හදාගෙන you can produce a video. Okay? ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලට දැන් මේක long distance lecture එකක් නිසා මේක live කරන්න ගියොත් ගොඩාක් වෙලාව යනවා. පැහැදිලිනේ? එතකොට ඔයාලට මම මේකට සති දෙකක් තුනක් ඉඩ දෙනවා. හරි? සති I will give you 2 weeks time. Okay? 2 weeks time. I think there will be enough time. So very few slides. Okay? No need to have 20-30 slides. Okay? I need only maximum 10 to 12 slides. හරිනේ? මට ඕන අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ slides 10යි 12යි. But I need more contribution from your mouth. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලගේ මේ වාචිකව ඔයාලා මේක විස්තර කරන්න ඕන. දැන් slide එකක කරුණක් තියෙනවා නම් slide එක දිහා බලන් ඒක කියවන එක නෙවෙයි මට ඕන වෙන්නේ. slide එකේ summary එක තියෙනවා but you should have the potential to explain more and more using that slide. පැහැදිලිද? එතකොට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් එතකොට 6 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නව නම් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් 20 minutes per one group. Okay? 20 minutes per one group. So everyone should talk at least 3 minutes. කියන්නේ 18 minutes 20 minutes වල presentation එකක් කරන්න ඕන. මං හිතන්නේ දැන් හැමෝටම පැහැදිලි. හර්ෂණී පැහැදිලිද? නිපුණි?
ඔව් සර්.
හරිනේ. ඒක ඔයාලට කැමති විදිහට කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ that may be a live video recording. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලා පොඩි ෆෝන් එකකින් හරි වීඩියෝ කරලා ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලගේ මේ කැමති නම් ඔයාලගේ රූපය ඒ කියන්නේ වීඩියෝ එක දාන්නත් පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් ඔයාලගේ හඬ විතරක් එන විදිහට but small මට ඔයාලගේ මූණ අඳුර ගන්න මෙතන පැත්තෙන් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. නැත්නම් කවුරු කතා කරනවද දන්නේ නැහැ නේද? නැත්නම් වෙන කෙනෙක් රෙකෝඩ් කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. So I need your live participation. I try to contact with your lecture coordinators and demonstrators to have extra 2 or 3 hours to present this your presentations. හරිනේ. ඒතර මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා මේ සඳහා ඇත්තටම invite කරන්න ලංකාවේ ඉන්න ගොඩක් biological engineering sector එකේ ඉන්න professors ලා ඒ වගේම engineers ලා process designers ලා ඔයාලගේ ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලගේ presentation එකේ audience එක විදියට මම participate කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට මේ ප්‍රශ්න වලට උත්තර දෙන්නත් ලෑස්ති වෙලා ඉන්නවා. හරි? They will ask few questions. Okay? So I will give you 2 or 3 weeks. Okay? I think 2 weeks is enough. Okay? බලමු අපි 2 weeks වලින් කරන්න බැරිනොත් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම after 3 weeks you should have ready වෙලා ඉන්න ඕන. Okay? ready වෙලා ඉන්න ඕන. මං හිතන්නේ දැන් පැහැදිලි topic එක මොකද්ද? The potential of biofuel production and implementation. Not only the production and production and also implement that fuel usage as a substitute for the petroleum fuels. And කොහොමද එතකොට ඔයාලා economically environmentally මේ සම්බන්ධව review එකක් දෙන්න ඕන. ඒ වගේම තව දෙයක් ඔයාලට පුළුවන් කරන්න not only the production but අපිට ලාභදායී විදියට fossil fuel දැන් අපි petrol diesel පිටරටින් ආනයනය කරනවනේ. අපි we are importing petrol and diesel and all the petroleum fossil fuels and coal, these type of all energy types. Okay? Raw materials. But ඔයාලට තව දෙයක් analyze කරන්න පුළුවන්. පිට රටක ඉඳලා අපි හිතමු ethanol මෙහෙට අඩු මුල්ලට ගෙනහල්ලා මෙහි petroleum use එක. ඒ කියන්නේ petroleum fuel, fossil fuel usage එක අඩු කරගන්න ක්‍රමයක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒ කියන්නේ ලාභදායී ක්‍රමයකට ඒ වගේ දෙයක් වුණත් ඔයාලට මෙතෙන්දී කියන්න පුළුවන්. Not only the production in the own country. අපේ රටේම produce කළා රට ඇතුළේම apply කරන්න නෙවෙයි. anyhow අපිට import කළා අඩු මිලට. හරිනේ? ඒ economically ඔයාලා පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න ඕන. ගොඩාක් මේක මේ broad විදියට හිතන්න එපා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලට යම්කිසි points කිහිපයක් ගන්න. හරිනේ? First you have to consider about few case studies කීපයක් ගන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ gasoline වලට ethanol පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ කොහොමද? පැහැදිලිනේ. ඒ වගේම sanitizer එකක් විදියට. පැහැදිලිනේ. ඒ වගේ process factories implement කරනවා නම් ඒ වගේ දේවල් වල ඒ වගේ දේවල් වලට කොහොමද ethanol පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ? පැහැදිලිනේ. එතකොට අපි දැන් ඇත්තටම ethanol පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ අපි බොන්නනේ නේද? ඒ කියන්නේ distilleries ඒ කියන්නේ ඔය Mendes නේද? ඒ වගේ ඔය DCSL වගේ මත්ද්‍රව්‍ය මත්පැන් නිෂ්පාදනය කරන කර්මාන්ත ශාලා වලට තමයි ඔය ethanol විකුණන්නේ. නමුත් ඔයිට වඩා අපිට පුළුවන් ඕකේ economic value එකක් ගන්න. ඕන එක කරන්න. පැහැදිලිද? නමුත් ඔයාලා ඇනලයිස් කරන්න ඕන අපේ ප්‍රොඩක්ෂන් එක තව වැඩි කරගෙන හරිනේ මේක බොනවට වඩා මේක කොහොමද ඇප්ලිකේෂන්ස් වල පාවිච්චි කරලා රටේ සෞඛ්‍යමත් economically environmentally sustainability එකක් ගන්න කොහොමද මේ biofuels පාවිච්චි කරන්න කියන එක සම්බන්ධව හැමෝම everyone have to contribute. Everyone should talk at least 3 minutes. That means 6 per one group. That means 20 minutes per one group. Okay. So I will evaluate all the students and I will give you marks. Adeline. And also I hope to invite my teachers and the professors and also your department heads and also the course coordinators and all the academic staffs and especially engineers from outside, especially the designers, biogas reactors designers and also the industrial expertise as the audience. So that will be a good opportunity for your job market as well. Okay, so you can identify what are the experts, who are the experts in this field. Okay, so I will definitely do that. So that will be a very good opportunity for you to show your talent and show your skills for the industry and also your presentation skills. පැහැදිලි හරි. හර්ෂණී නිපුණී පැහැදිලි නේද?
ඔව් සර් පැහැදිලි.
හරි. දැන් මම හිතන්නේ හොඳටම explain කරා. So you can start you can freely. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලා කැමති විදිහට මේ presentation එක කරන්න පුළුවන්. There are lot of ways to do presentation. හරිනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ video presentations, slide show presentations, or otherwise you can do ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලගේ campus එකේ තියෙන lab එකක් පාවිච්චි කරලා මොනවා හරි environment එකේ video එකක් අර ඒ වගේ there are lot of ways to do the presentations. I am not going to tell this is the way. Okay, anyhow I need all contribution can එක්කෙනෙක් විනාඩි 3 වෙන්න 20 minutes group පහකින් මට presentation පහක් අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා after 2 weeks. Okay, I am not going to give you 3 weeks. Okay, so let's see after 2 weeks whether we want another week or not. So if you want any type of උදව්වක් මොනවා හරි දැනගන්න අවශ්‍ය නම් definitely please call me and also you can send me a email. Okay, this is my email. I will give you I will send you to the chat. Okay, මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් උදව්වක් තියෙනවා නම් please call me. Okay, this is my email and also this is my number. Okay, you can call anytime. Okay, ඕන උදව්වක් තියෙනවා නම් මොනවා හරි දැනගන්න දෙයක් තියෙනවා නම් subject එක සම්බන්ධව මේ දේවල් සම්බන්ධව කොහොමද මේ සම්බන්ධව anytime you can talk with me and group leaders. හරිනේ, group එකට leader කෙනෙක් පත් කරගන්න. So then they can contact with me about the presentation. හරි, මේක මේ ලොකුවට හිතන්න එපා. මේක I want to improve your presentation skills and ඔයාලා මේකෙදි මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ you should aware about the real world practical real Sri Lankan situation. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලා මේ හොඳ අයිඩියා එකක් තියෙනවනේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ බයෝ එනර්ජි සම්බන්ධව ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ බයෝගෑස් biofuel production processes and ability to implementation ඒ දේවල් සම්බන්ධව common sense එකක් තියෙන්න ඕන. That is the requirement. Okay, I am not going to ask you the definitions through and මේ definition explain කරන්න හදන විදියවත් ඒ දේවල් නෙමෙයි මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. I want a practical presentation. හරි? පැහැදිලිද? I want a practical presentation from you. හිතන්න මිනිස්ටර් කෙනෙක්ට කරනවා කියලා හිතන්නකෝ නේද? හරි? මිනිස්ටර් කෙනෙක් කියන්නේ මොකුත් දන්නේ නැති කෙනෙක් නේද? හරි? ලංකාවේ නම් මිනිස්ටර් කෙනෙක් කියන්නේ නේද? ඉගෙන ගත්තේ නැති මොනවත් නේද? එහෙම educated background එකක් නැති කෙනෙක්. නමුත් most of the cases if you are working in the government sector you have to do presentation for those type of people. ඒ කියන්නේ අර අලියාගේ හැටි කියලා දෙන්න වෙනවා. හරි? So you have to explain more clear and clear and clear. Otherwise they cannot understand. Okay? පැහැදිලිද? ඒ කියන්නේ presentation skills කියන එක හොඳටම තියෙන්න ඕන. ඒක හොඳට තේරුම් ගන්න. ඒ වගේම අර broad content එක the complexity එක කියන්නේ මේකේ තියෙන සංකීර්ණ භාවය බොහොම සරලව ඕන කෙනෙක්ට තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන් විදිහට මේකේ ඇත්ත situation එක ඇත්ත scenario the real situation the real conditions you have to show. හරිනේ? අර වැල් වටාරම් කිය theory කිය processes කිය එහෙම නෙවෙයි. මේකේ real situation එක. Economic evaluation, environmental evaluation, environmental sustainability, economic sustainability, market value එක. මේක මෙහෙම කරොත් කොහොමද වෙන්නේ? හරිද? This type of cases I expect. හරිනේ? නැතුව අර theory ටිකක් මොනවා හරි ටිකක් කියලා ඉවරලා මාරු වෙන එක නෙවෙයි. හරි. I think all can understand now. I will going to stop the presentation. Prior to that, I will show you a 7-minute small video clip. Actually, this is one of the plants I have visited in 2019. The world's largest LNG plant. Actually, LNG means methane. Okay, but that is a petroleum derived fuel. But biogas is not a petroleum derived fuel, that is derived from the biomass, bio waste. Okay, so LNG is now very famous. Okay, rather than a fossil fuel. Then api petroleum fuels gattahama compared to petroleum fuels, LNG is more cleaner fuel. Clean fuel that means less amount of greenhouse gas production, less amount of air pollution, less amount of global warming. එතකොට much greener fuel එකක් විදියට තමයි LNG කියන එක දැන් ලෝකේ පාවිච්චි වෙන්නේ. හරි දැන් ලංකාවෙත් LNG projects ඉස්සරහට දැන් මෑතකදී පටන්ගෙන තියෙනවා ඉස්සරහට implement කරන්න. හරිනේ? But even after this LNG process, you have to go for this biogas production processes. ඒ කියන්නේ LNG කියන එකත් කවදා හරි ඉක්මනට ඉවර වෙනවා. So anyhow, you have to consider about these biologically derived fuels rather than depending on the petroleum fuels like petrol, diesel, and LNG. These type of fuels. I will show you the LNG, like liquid natural gas, world's largest manufacturing plant where I have visited. This video is in the YouTube as well. I will stop this lecture. Please see this video and I am going to finish the lecture. Okay, thank you very much for the participation. Please see this video. Okay. Okay. Okay, actually this plant is located in South Korea, okay, Incheon. So if you visit South Korea, when you land in Incheon airport, one of the largest airports in the world, okay, Incheon, that is the capital of South Korea, දකුණු කොරියාවේ Incheon කියන ගුවන් තොටුපළට land කරද්දී if you are in the window side of the airplane, okay, අංක 44 45 වගේ නම්බර් එකක් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඒ 380 කියන type එකේ යනවා නම් ඔයාලා airplane එකේ යනවා නම් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් because I had that experience, okay, සාමාන්‍යයෙන් window එකක් හරියේ ඔයාලා ගියොත් you will see this plant in the sky. ඒ කියන්නේ අහසේ ඉඳන් ඔයාලට මේ plant එක බලන්න පුළුවන්. The world's largest LNG production facility, okay. This is not a biofuel, okay, this is a petroleum fuel, but this is much cleaner than petroleum fossil fuels, okay. This is also a non-renewable fuel, fossil fuel, petroleum fuel, LNG, okay, but this contains also methane. Methane කියන එකම තමයි, හරි. But this is derived from the this LNG is derived from where? අර පොළව යට තියෙන අවුරුදු මිලියන ගාණක් පැරණි අපි කියන්නේ ස්වාභාවික වායු නිදි කියලා තියෙන. අන්නේ ස්වාභාවික වායු නිදි වලින් තමයි මෙන්න මේ කියන LNG කියන fuel එක හදාගන්නේ. But when you consider about the biogas, you have to produce that from your biological waste. That means your domestic or industrial scale, okay. පොළව යට biogas නිදි නෑ, පැහැදිලි? එහෙම කියන්න බෑ පොළව යට biogas නිදි නෑ. පොළව යට තියෙන්නේ මොනවද? fossil fuel derived අපි කියනවා LNG, that means liquid natural gas. හරි. Let's see.
There are those who welcome ceaseless challenges. As we were facing the oil crisis and recession in the 1980s.
Okay, they have faced the oil crisis in 1983. Okay. එතකොට ඒ රට oil crisis එකත් එක්ක solutions ගැන හොයලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට අපි මොකද්ද කළා දී? අපි මුකුත් කරලා නැහැ. හරිනේ. එතකොට ඇත්තටම කොරියාව කියලා කියන්නේ one of the most poor countries in the world at that time. හරිනේ. කියන්නේ අපි ඉස්සර කිව්වේ කොරියාවේ යනවයි කියලා තමයි කිව්වේ. පැහැදිලිනේ? ඔයාලා දන්නවා කොරියාවේ යනවා කියලා ඉස්සර කියනවා වහරට. ඒ කියන්නේ they actually the slums කියන්නේ මුඩුක්කු හරිනේ slums තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට කොරියාවේ තිබුණේ. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලොන්ට ඇඳිවත විතරයි. කියන්නේ උතුරු කොරියාව සහ දකුණු කොරියාවේ යුද්ධය ගත්තට පස්සේ ඒ යුද්ධයෙන් පස්සේ රටවල් දෙක වෙන් වුණානේ. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉකොනොමිකලි ගත්තාම බිඳුවට වැටලා තිබුණා. එතකොට at that time we had our Sabaragamuwa oil refinery, okay, in 1969, okay. So 20 years prior to, that means 15 years prior to their oil crisis. ඒ කියන්නේ මේගොල්ලෝ නැගිටින්න හදනකොට අපි අවුරුදු 15ක් especially we had the monopoly in petroleum industry. So finally what will happen, we are in still the same situation, but you can see how much development. Okay, you can see.
We dreamed of attaining energy self-sufficiency. This opened the gate of the natural gas era in Korea. With determination and perseverance, we embraced the commitment in our hearts to open the national fuel era with natural gas, working non-stop to overcome the challenges and create innovations. What seemed impossible was made possible. Natural gas has shaped the country's energy history, creating an energy powerhouse, Korea. Having the world's largest purchasing power and market information superiority as a single business entity, KOGAS is equipped with the infrastructure to purchase the necessary energy in a timely manner. Through long-term contracts, we import 35 million tons of natural gas per annum from 18 countries such as Qatar, Oman, Indonesia, Malaysia, and more, ensuring the stable supply of natural gas for domestic city gas, power generation, and industrial plants. With the world's largest and optimal LNG storage capacity, KOGAS operates 4 production facilities in Pyeongtaek, Incheon, Tongyeong, and Samcheok. Its 0.27 million kiloliter class storage tank boasts the company's first technical development and the largest storage capacity in the world. Along with it, we scientifically analyze the factors affecting the stable demand and supply of natural gas and increase the accuracy of demand forecasting. KOGAS safely sends out the natural gas produced by each base to the power plants and the city gas companies nationwide. We have constructed over 4,000 kilometer span of nationwide pipeline network to connect Korea as one unit so that all the people can enjoy the benefits of clean and convenient natural gas. The foundation of all these fruits contains the hidden passion of KOGAS, who considers safety as a top priority. Introducing EHSQ, the nation's top-class safety management system to integrate and manage safety, health, environment, and quality. We endeavor to minimize all the risk factors ranging from the gas production to supply, and prevent the potential risks through constant safety diagnosis and regular emergency drills. KOGAS is expanding Korea's energy territory into the global stage. With the aim of energy self-sufficiency, we are promoting exploration, development, and production projects, and exporting our technical know-how overseas through our LNG terminal and pipeline businesses. Mozambique's large-scale gas mining project, securing natural gas with the amount equal to Korea's 5 years of domestic consumption, is one of the leading resource exploration performances of KOGAS. Indonesia DSLNG project that KOGAS firstly participated in as a joint venture company could secure 0.7 million tons of LNG per year until 2027. Manzanillo LNG terminal project is the first business in which KOGAS solely owns and operates an overseas LNG gas plant, promoting KOGAS's LNG technologies to the whole world and attracting overseas joint ventures from foreign and domestic enterprises. KOGAS's initiative for the future energy technology will never stop. While securing global competitiveness in the whole production lines of natural gas, KOGAS will lead the innovative technical developments for shale gas, gas hydrate, methane gas, and more as we prepare for the green energy era in the future. KOGAS practices true sharing by getting involved into the lives of isolated neighbors through its social contribution initiative brand called Onuri. Through gas utility discounts and heating supply support, we are sharing the warmth of love with less fortunate neighbors. Through scholarships for the low-income class and medical care support system for children with disabilities, we are delivering hopes and dreams to the next generation. At the same time, KOGAS leads the mutual growth and ethical management for the coexistence and growth of all the enterprises. We provide support for the technology development and the overseas and domestic market reclamation of small and medium enterprises. In leading the harmonious growth in the Korean gas industry, we practice clean and transparent management through self-purification campaign and clean ethic education. With better energy, we create a better world. For the convenient and happy lives of all the people. The energy leader of Korea. We are KOGAS.
Okay. Thank you very much for the participation of lecture. That is the Korea Gas Corporation. Okay, so you can see how our Ceylon Petroleum Corporation is. Okay, can අපි බංකොලොත් වෙලා ඉන්නේ. ඔයාලට දකින්න පුළුවන් ඒ වගේ රටවල් වල එනර්ජි සෙක්ටර් එකේ කොහොමද ඒගොල්ලෝ කොච්චරනම් ඉකොනොමික් වැලියු එකක්, ඒ කියන්නේ රටේ ආර්ථිකයට කොච්චර, ඒ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ කොච්චර ඩොලර් ප්‍රමාණයක් රටට දෙනවද කියන එක. හරි. එතකොට අපි මොකද්ද කරලා තින්නේ? අපි ණයට කාලා හැමදාම බංකොලොත් වෙලා අද වෙනකොට ඇත්තටම අපිට අපේ ප්ලාන්ට්ස් නවත්තගෙන ඉන්න මාස ගණන් නවත්තගෙන ඉන්න තත්ත්වයට අපි අපේ රටපත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. හරි. ඒක that is the case. Okay, so you can see එදා අපි කොරියාව කියපු රට අද ඉන්නේ ලෝකේ 10 වෙනියට the 10th stage. ඒ කියන්නේ ලෝකේ 10 වෙනියට economically ඒ කියන්නේ ආර්ථිකය අතින් ලෝකේ 10 වෙනි තැන ඉන්නේ. හරි. මම හිතන්නේ අපි ඉන්නේ 190 ගාණක් දුන්නොත් මම හිතන්නේ රටවල් 10ක් විතර අපිට වඩා යටින් තියෙන්නේ. හරි. So you can imagine how much of this energy, okay, energy wise how much developed. Okay, thank you very much for the participation. I will stop the lecture, so please go through the PDF. I will next lecture I will explain the bioreactors and their conditions. So now you have to prepare for the assignment. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you for the participation.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Welcome.